103. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to construct the hexahedron, or the cube as you probably know it. So what I've done is I took the net from your homework, which is the flat version of this three-dimensional shape, okay? And I cut out along the solid border, and then I pre-folded along every single one of the dotted edges, okay? So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 square faces that are going to make up the surface of this three-dimensional figure. And on each of these faces, because it's a square, I have 4 angles, and they are meeting at 90 degrees. Each of these edges meets at 90 degrees. All right, I labeled those so later when we do the internal angle sum, it becomes very simple. All right, so what we do is you just start folding up this shape. This one's a little bit more complicated than the tetrahedron, but not by much. All right, what I'm doing is I'm folding up the 2 sides that don't have anything that say glue under on them. I'm holding those up because those create the frame for the rest of it. I'm going to fold in the short side. It has 2 glue unders, and essentially I don't want to use glue, right? I just want to use tape because it adheres immediately. So I'm folding it under, I'm creating a nice edge that I can take a little bit of tape and secure that piece, right? So I'm going to do the same thing on the next piece, and all I'm doing is anywhere it says glue under, I'm folding it under where it connects to the rest of the shape, and I am taping over that side. So I really just want you to see how to construct what the finished construction looks like, because I know you can handle building these. And then once we have our constructed shapes, we're going to do that internal angle sum, which is probably something relatively new for you. So take a second, fold your edges, hold it still, and tape. And we're taping the faces together along the edges. Of course, you're welcome to use glue. You would just have to wait for it to dry. So I'm almost done with my hexahedron here. A little tricky. Okay, so now I've got sort of an open box, and I need to complete this three-dimensional shape, make it a closed figure by folding in the glue under tabs on the final and 6th face here. So folding those in until they're about flat. We're just going to do the best that we can here so you can imagine what this cube looks like. Fold that under. Let's get a little bit of tape here. Once you get one piece taped on, the rest will be a little bit easier. So I've now closed my box or my hexahedron, and I'm going to put tape along every single edge just so I know it'll be sturdy enough for us to do a discussion. All right, so now I've got my cube ready to go. I've got face number 3 pointing at you so you can kind of see what the different faces look like. Now, as I rotate this shape, one thing you'll notice is that at any vertex, I have 1, 2, 3 sides meeting. So I'm going to just keep rotating. I've got 1, 2, 3 sides meeting at this vertex. At the bottom vertex, 1, 2, 3 sides are meeting there. And that's at every vertex, because on a platonic solid, all of the faces are identical. The edges have the same length. All of the angles on a face are the same. And at every vertex, the same number of faces meet. Now, we use that property, and we try to calculate the internal angle sum at a vertex. Now you can pick any vertex you want because they're all the same. So I'm just going to zero in on this one here. Right? So I've got 3 sides meeting at this one vertex. This one vertex. So I get from the side labeled 5, I get 90 degrees there. From the side labeled 6, I get 90 degrees there. And from this top side labeled 3, I get 90 degrees here. So I'm adding up this angle, and this angle. However many angles meet at that vertex, that's what we're adding up. So I got 90 plus 90 plus 90 is going to give me 270 degrees as the internal angle sum for this platonic solid, the hexahedron or the cube.